This stuff smells too good to burn. Check this out. The aroma. Now the aroma, oh, it's magic. The most fun and interesting test that I've done. The aroma is amazing. In this video, we're going to be burning this whiskey barrel in my fireplace. So let's get into it. But we got a few questions. What kind of burn time can we get out of it? What kind of heat can we kick out of this oak whiskey barrel? And what are the uses? So as always, we're going to weigh out 3 kilos. Just look at that piece. It's actually got the bung in it, look, to get the whiskey out of the barrel, which is pretty cool. So let's weigh out 3 kilos and then we can compare it against a lot of the other fuels that we check out on the channel. So that's 2.6 kilos, dead on 3 kilos, and in pounds, that is 6.6 pounds. This stuff smells too good to burn. So I've stacked the wood quite tightly in there to get a better burn, and hopefully it will last a little bit longer like that. And we've had a little bit of kindling and 2 firelighters. So let's get this lit. Don't forget to open your valves. At this point, we've got everything set up. So we've got 3 kilos of the American oak whiskey barrel. We've got a few firelighters and we've got a couple of bits of kindling, just like this, from the whiskey barrel itself. So it's an all-in-one product really, which is fantastic. And it's burning quite clean in there, and I'll show you why in a minute. So it does come with a little bit of mess. Just check out all of that charcoal. If you'd like to check out any of the products that I use in this video, from the moisture meter to the wax melt to the temperature gauge to the fan, even to the scales that I use for this test, in the pinned comments below there'll be a load of links, including even the smoke detectors that I use. And what those links are affiliate links. So if you click through and purchase anything, I will get a small kickback for that, which helps towards the video. You know, some videos I do are really expensive and I use my money. Nothing is given to me and I appreciate it more than you know. So while the fire's doing its thing back there, let's talk a little bit about the aroma from this, because the fragrance is amazing. It's very smoky, oaky. It's got like caramel, vanilla in it. It's, you know, you have to smell it to believe it really. And you know, it's really, really strong. So the only way I can describe for you guys out there to get a feel for what this smells like is to get a bit of wood, pour a little bit of whiskey on it, leave it soak in for a little bit, and then smell it. And it smells exactly like that, honestly. You know, you have to try it to believe it. 10 minutes in, just check this out. Look at that. It's burning super clean in there. And we've just hit 300 low optimal, perfect. I have done a few moisture tests on these pieces, but let me show you the results that I found. It's pretty crazy really. The fire's burning like magic back there, but just check some of these moisture levels out now. Look at this. 12.8, which is perfect. We're gonna go into the side of this one. We got, what have we got there? 15.1 again, which is very good. Let's go in again. I'm trying to get this deep into the wood too. 15.3, which is extremely good. And 16.5, which again is good. I've gone into the side of this one, 15.5, which is very good again. And as you can see back there, it's actually burning extremely clean. So just check this out. This would be the top of the barrel, I'm guessing. And just check out all of this charcoal in here. And that's what gives the whiskey its flavour when it's in the barrel for all them years. When they make whiskey barrels, what they tend to do is they make the barrel and then they torch the inside to give it its flavour. So if you check this piece out here, this chalk, charcoal-y type of bit now is where they've actually torched it to get the flavour into the whiskey. And they tend to get flavours like vanilla, spice, it could be fruit. It just depends really on what kind of oak they use and how long they torch it, which I thought was a super interesting fact. 15 minutes in, check this out. Just look how clean this is burning in there, that's amazing. I didn't think it would burn this clean, and take a look at this. We are nearly bang in the middle. Let's talk a little bit about price. So what we have here is 20 kilos of American oak in the form of a whiskey barrel, and at £20 delivered to me here at my home, I don't think that's too bad at all, because it's worth it just for the aroma that these things and the fragrance that these things kick out. Honestly, it is something special. So I don't think £1 per kilo is pretty bad for this product at all, but we still got to find out how long does it burn for and what kind of heat can we get out of this bad boy. 30 minutes in, just check this out. Look at this, the fire's been working its way through the layers, and as it's coming to the charcoal on each piece, the charcoal seems to be helping it ignite even further. But just take a look at this as well. Really, really good temperatures. We're getting up to 500 there, higher end of optimal. So 45 minutes in here, let me show you how I set this up, and the heat that this stuff is kicking out is amazing. It's really, really impressive. The way I set it up in the beginning of the video was exactly like this. So I've just layered 3 pieces like this, and I've just interlocked it. So basically, as the fire works its way through the layers, you know, it's got to work a little harder to get through the layers, and that will just give us a much better burn time, and it'll just make your fuel last a lot longer. So always think about how you stack your fuel when you put it in the fire, because doing little things like this can actually give you a little bit extra burn time. Coming up to the hour mark here now, and the way we have this set up is we've got the bottom vent completely shut down, we've got the top vent about 80% shut down, so it's 20% open, and you know, we've got quite a bit of fuel in there. We've got 3 kilos of the oak whiskey barrel from America, and the aroma, oh, it's magic. Honestly, if you guys could smell this, it is something special, let me tell you. So I'm really excited to see actually how long this burned for, because this is a bit of a special burn, this being a wood American oak whiskey barrel. So this would actually be a really good product to use when you're cooking in a barbecue, for example, or if you had a fire pit maybe, or just a talking point. This is something that you could burn around, you know, maybe Christmas or in the winter, you know, some friends, family come round and you're like, hey, check out my whiskey barrel, you know, and see how, you know, and just show them the product, get them involved with the fireplace, you know, and that's what it's all about, is just getting people involved with the fuels, with the fire, and just having a good time. So we're coming up to the hour and a half mark. Check this out. So an hour and a half in, just check how clean this is burning. Look at that. Beautiful. And look at that in there. Look at those hot embers. That's what we want. And this is exactly what we want as well. Bang in the middle of optimal. And we've been in there for the best part of an hour and 20 minutes so far. I think we're going to get some decent burn times out of this little lot. 2 hours and 15 minutes into this test. Just check that out in there. Look at that. Loads of fuel still in the fire. It turns out stacking them the way we did in the beginning of this video is the perfect way. But look at that. Bang in the middle of optimal still. Honestly, a really, really good result so far. I wonder where it will end. So we've still got a lot of fuel still in the fire, and the heat this thing is kicking out, honestly, you have to be here to kind of believe it. And when I do these tests, I really like to do them so we get good results in terms of heat. We actually want a lot of room temperature with a long burn time as well. You know, obviously I don't want it to be just a low temperature and then, you know, just last for hours and hours and hours and hours. We really want to get a usable temperature from these tests, and that's the aim. Coming up to the 2.5 hour mark, just check these temperatures out. This is the room temperature, 25.5 or 77 Fahrenheit. And as you just seen, the room is actually at a really, really good temperature. And I think it's really important that everyone sets their fireplace up for whatever they want their room temperature to be. Look, if that's too warm for you, then just set it a little bit lower or burn a little bit less fuel, you know, for example. But I've just shown you the temperature there just to show you what I like to achieve on these tests that I do. I like to do them in a real world situation where I am heating the room up to where I want it to be, which is around about that 23 to 25 Celsius, around 70 to 80 Fahrenheit or so. But look, everyone's different. We all have different needs as well. Some people might find that too warm, some people might find it too cold. But you can really, with a fireplace like this, you can really ramp your room temperature up. It obviously depends on the size of the room and there's a lot of variables involved, etc., etc. But there's not much you can't do when it comes to heating your room with a fireplace similar to this. 2 hours and 45 minutes in, just check this out. Look how much fuel we still have on the fire there. And it's just crackling away lovely, but just listen to this. Look at that. Check this out at the 2 hour and 45 mark. Just take a look at that. Look how much fuel's still in the fire. But even better, look at that. Still bang in the middle of optimal. I do get asked, when do I refuel the fire? Well, check this out. The temperature is now starting to make its way down to the 300 mark. Importantly, we have a load of hot embers left. Just want to spread them out like this to get a nice hot ember bed. We're going to chuck on a few pieces of the whiskey barrel. We're going to close the door. We're going to watch it go up. Just check this out. Check that out. In seconds it takes. This stuff burns super hot. So the American oak whiskey barrel lasted 3.5 hours in the end, which is amazing. You know, the Aroma, what a fun product to actually use day to day. And that's what it's all about, is having a little bit of fun. I'm going to definitely keep a lot of pieces of this for when friends and family come round as a bit of a conversation around the fireplace, just to get everyone involved, and that's what it's all about. If you want to have a little bit more fun, check these videos out on your screen now. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Pow!